back, time travelers. Now, we invite you to visit Project Tomorrow, where new ideas, innovations are being developed to make the world a better place.
Your vehicle doors will open automatically. Please
Chronicles, day 39. Uh, 3:39. I don't know what that was. So we're getting ready to had to make coffee, and oh, it's about 9 o'clock, I think, 8:50 something. So slept in a little bit, and dog going to be sick this morning, so that was pretty cool. And that's about all I know. Getting ready to log on. Got my new shoes on, so I'm gonna log into my work stuff and kind of handle some things, and then I don't know, we'll see what's up. It's that time of year. Alright, so now that it's daylight and I've got time, we're going to walk over this one more time. This dent here is what makes it go. There's a dent there. Move on along. This thing flaps up. A dent there. I think the door looks pretty good. Straight from the side. I don't know who drove this thing. They could not drive. And this side, got a dent there. All the stuff tore up there. And look, another dent right there. And then you come back here, there's a big old dent with a green scrape. So yeah, more straight from the back. And more bumper bangs. Let me see how beat up this thing is. This is the scary time for people who don't like birds, because they are all out there. Look at that. It's just so loud. Oh, it's just crazy. And they take off, and it's unnerving. Let's see if I can get them taken off. Oh, there's so many. Oh. All right, so it's I don't know, it's getting about 10, maybe 9:30. I don't know. Freezing because it's awful out here. Ow. And basically just kind of trying to plan out next week. And I think the thing is about the home, working from home, trying to come up with ideas and doing a decent job, is that if I can do my part from here efficiently, then I can do my part from here more often. So that's kind of, you know, what I'm shooting for. So, because I really like I don't like sitting out in this freezing cold house, but, you know, it's still better than driving in that Charlotte traffic. So, I don't know. All right, so the birds are back. I tell you, it's unnerving. I'm gonna have to show you. They're just all up in a tree and loud. It's totally warmer out here. Oh wow, it's like 10 degrees warmer out here. This is crazy. I'm almost out here and let you see all these birds. There we go. Get my little mug in there. I'm still having so much trouble, like trying to figure out how to do these routings. Like all right, for example, you're like, oh, here we go, work talk. But I'm working, so you're gonna get work talk. And what you want to do? Drive around and show you the traffic? I mean, I can do that. So typically, we have like, say, 250 customers that we treat in January, and they're quarterly. So we treat 150 in January, and then we treat them again if they don't have any problems in April. So it's like January, then it's 3 months. January, February, March, April. We do them back in April again. And then we do them again in July. And then we do them again in October. So it's like basically one treatment every season. That's the easiest way to look at it. One treatment per season. Because you got 4 seasons, you got 4 treatments. One in winter, one in spring, one in summer, one in fall. So makes sense. So essentially you have 150 that a guy could do in January. And then come February, you'll do those in February, March, April, May. So you kind of move them back like that. And that makes sense because you've got, 12 months of the year. You do it every once. You got 4 seasons, so that's divisible by 4. That 12 months a year is divisible by 4, so it makes sense. You got 3 sections. Well, we got 5 treatments, so you can go, okay, well, every 10 weeks, I'm gonna reboot it. So, but the problem is that it's like, how many can you do a month? You say, well, it's still 150. Okay, that's fine. It's 150. But then how much do you put in that month? When do you start that month over? Does that make sense? Because I've got 150 in January, 150 in February, 150 in March, and then that repeats. With 5 services, it's not 150 in the first group. I mean, see what I'm saying? It's weird. So if it's every 10 weeks, that puts it about every 3 weeks or so, like 3 weeks, and then you start the new cycle. So then you've got to get, see, I'm trying to figure this out, and it's just not, I can't for the life of me figure this out. I don't know why it's such a difficult time. And I'm like, maybe the problem is I'm looking at it like 3 services, 3 groups. Like you got January group, you got February group, you got March group, that repeats. So instead of doing 3, maybe I should just do 1. I don't know. I can't wrap my head around when that is. And I think maybe I need to not try to think of that and just think of it like, because we got essentially 588 customers, which is, probably doable by one person. Because the reason that's important, I'll tell you this part. Why is that important, Chad? Well, because let's just say Joe, pest control guy, has 150 in January, and then 150 in February, and 150 in March. Well, let's say Joe, pest control guy, decides to, kind of get a little overzealous, and he starts selling some stuff. Now he's got 200 in January, and then he'll have 200 again in April, and 200, and then he does the same thing in February. So now and that's just too much for someone to do. So what you do is you break off those 50 and you give them to another technician, and that's how you grow a pest control route. You want him to have a minimum of 150, the main guy, all the time. But when he gets too much for him to handle, that's when you make a second route for a second technician. So I'm not sure, does every pest control we get from this point on need to go to a new guy? And that's fine, except for the fact that, it's like, hey, you've got one job, like one customer to do this month. Come do it. All right, see you next month. I mean, no, you got to have a group of them. You got to give them at least a little bit of work. So, and then you've got the people that call in. I've got ants, I've got whatever, and I've seen roaches again, callback, stuff like that. So who's going to do that? You don't want to send your new trainer guy, brand new guy, to go do the hard stuff. So you've got to have your experienced guy have enough like flexibility. So I'm trying to figure out, like, I guess the best thing to do is to go ahead and just get 150 a month, put them on my other guy, and see what I got left over. And then I may already have enough for a second route. I don't know. But I don't think you should have any more than that. Because that's like, if you did 10 a day, that's 50 a week. And if there's 4 weeks in a month, I mean, that's 200, which is a lot. So you can't really do no more than that. So this is, I don't know. I can't, like, I'll show you this. All right, so I've got, like, where I've been just writing down all the different possible scenarios to see how many he's supposed to do a month. And it's just not working for me. I just can't, I can't wrap my head around it. So, and then you got, like, it's like, okay, well, just do it every 3 weeks. That kind of works, doesn't it? I'm like, well, it does, except that, like, January 1st is on a Friday. So I do it from Friday to Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. Because I even tried doing that. Like, I just counted out every 3 weeks, and it still doesn't match up. Like, we had, like, I was going one way, and, you know, the fifth service, the last service would be October 1st. So we got, well, I don't know. It's crazy. I can't figure it out. I'm not smart enough to figure out this kind of math. I know it's doable because we can just, like, because you figure there's going to be 2 weeks, because there's 52 weeks a year. So I'm basing this on a 50 week year, because you're going to have a week for Thanksgiving, you're going to have Labor Days, and you're going to have July 4th, and you're going to have Christmas and New Year's and all that stuff. So there's probably going to be 2 weeks he really can't do a whole lot anyway. So it's kind of like 50 weeks of work and then 2 weeks of buffer. And so that makes sense to me. And 50 is divided by 5, divisible by 5. So that makes it even better, hence the 10 weeks. But yeah, so it's just a little nuts. I'm just trying to get this sorted out. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so it's about 1:06. I think Corinne's done at the Charlotte dentist person, and I'm absolutely starving. So I'm going to go to the grocery store and get, because I ain't got any drinks at all. So I'm gonna get some drinks and maybe get something to eat too. Thinking maybe Little Caesars might be good. Make sure I got my wallet with me. Yep. Oh God. So I'm just going to do a quick grocery store run, just because I gotta have some drinks and coffee, which I think I've got coffee. I don't think I've got creamer. So, but yeah, so we'll just do that, and then oh, I don't want to go to the store. God, I hate it. I hate it. I hate going to the store. Ugh, so annoying. So I'm gonna do that, and then get back on my dilemma. So just to clarify on my dilemma, you're like, here we go again, and you're right, kind of. So I'm going to, I think maybe the best thing to do is to, you know, Andrew does all the routing, so just be like, look, this is what you need to plug in for March Avis. Whatever's left over, let me know, and we'll see if we can plug it on another guy. And when it gets to, you know, when he gets to this, we need to pull them off of him and put them on the other guy, and just let him sort it out, because I just can't, I can't figure it out. I mean, I guess I could if, I mean, their software mess is just awful, and you can't, because it's, you can only look at like a 3-week period and at a time, and if I look at routing, it looks like we've got 23 pest control customers a day on some cases, and then like 18 on another day, and I'm just like, this can't be right. We don't have this many customers. And then it's kind of based on jobs, and it's like some jobs are, you know, like 4 times a year, some are 12 times a year, some are 5, some are like got to be Patrick to do it. I don't know, it's just really confusing. So I'm just gonna be like, look, he needs 40 to do a week. Put those on me, on him, and whatever's left over, we're gonna put on somebody else. That's how I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna go to Food Line because you know I love it, and my gum is hurting like right there. Feels like I got popped in the mouth. Stupid teeth. I think it's like the same thing Corinne had to go through, but I think hers is gonna be like, you gotta do some kind of laser cleaning and some kind of gum graft, and I think it's gonna be like $2,000 or something. Of course, that was, I think, what they told me. They're like, oh, I got to fillet your gums, and that way we can clean this stuff out, and then we're gonna sew them back up. And I'm like, that just sounds awful. No, I'm not doing that. Well, you're gonna lose your teeth. Well, I'll just be real careful. So that's why sometimes the gap on this side, the little snaggletooth thing, is bigger than others, because it just moves around all at once. And I just let it go move around, because negative Ghost Rider. Can't do it. I'm not tough enough to do it. Even if I had an extra $2,000 laying around, which, yeah, you got dental insurance, but it only covers like part of it, a small part of it, if that. If I had $2,000 laying around, I don't think I'd do that, because it just sounds awful. Can you imagine, like, getting your gums all stitched up? Because they're gonna have to flay the front and the back to get. No. And then there's no guarantee after that. It's like, what happens if you do all this and then they don't sew up right, or gets infected, and you lose teeth anyway? Do you get your money back? Do they pay you because they messed up? I mean, no. I just won't eat corn on the cob. That's easier. All right, so that was horrible. Why is that place so bad? Which, I mean, I guess in a way it's not as bad as it could be, but I guess it's because people shop there and people are horrible. How about them apples? All right, look at them. Look at me figuring out stuff. Going to Little Caesars now. Just got done with my grocery shopping. As you can see, I got a plethora of stuff. So I guess now what they're doing is they're handing out masks. Like if somebody walks in without a mask on, they go, hey, would you like a mask? Which is fine. But like, as I was checking out, there's some dude comes in, and she's like, would you like a mask? And he was like, no, I've got asthma. I can't wear them. And then he walks past her. And I'm sitting there going, oh, what? Like, maybe they should have face shields to give out. But like, here's your face shield. I mean, I guess it costs too much maybe, but just for the ones that say that and call their fucking bluff, I mean, sorry for my language, but it just aggravates me, because it's just like, you can't just say stuff like that. If you got asthma and you can't wear a mask, buy a face shield. Dang. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It ain't up to me to fix your problem. Fix it. If you don't want to wear a mask, wear a face shield. I'm pretty sure that will be just as good, especially if you can't breathe in it. I mean, oh my gosh. So anyway, I'm going to get a pizza. All right, so I got my Pepsi, got my 2-liter, and I'm going to head to the house because I'm over being out in this mess. It's just, I don't know, it's crazy. I just think, there's so many things that like so many trust issues you got with people. Like, all right, for example, I went to Little Caesars, of course, as I said, and I got a 2-liter of Pepsi and a hot and ready pizza, and she takes my card and goes, like, I guess to go get the Pepsi or something, and so she like vanishes with my card. And I'm starting thinking, she could, everybody's so worried about like identity theft and people using your card and stuff. I'm like, man, you could just, because you can't watch them. It's like, is that procedure to take somebody's card and then just like walk off for 6 minutes out of sight? Seems kind of sketchy. So we just have to trust that, you know, people are doing what they're supposed to do, and, you know, given the climate, obviously we can't trust that. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna like unload the groceries, put the groceries away before my pizza gets cold, but I'm gonna try to make that work. All right, so it's about 5 o'clock. It's just looking kind of out. Like, it feels wintry. I mean, all right, I know it's winter, but it feels like winter stormy, I guess. But it's not cold, so I don't know. Kind of strange, because like the way our winters work is just like crazy cold and super dry, and then like a front rolls in, you know, with some type of precipitation, and then it warms up, and it's just like a cold rain. So that's why we don't get snow. Well, that's not why we don't get snow, but we don't get snow because that's how that goes. So, like I said, it's about 5 o'clock. I'm gonna go check the mail. I'm checking the mail now. It smells like fireplace out here. It smells great. So I'm gonna do that, and then I don't know, try to do some more figuring on some stuff. Outro time. It's 3:39. A lot of yapping. That's what I do. Tomorrow's Saturday.